Welcome back to the 94 podcast. So glad to be back here in the CCX studios. I'm Brooke Heddle, joined here with Jim Bushy. Jim, so glad to be back. I know that the Vikings are not back from Europe. They took a big L in Dublin, in Croke Park last week, early morning, top of the morning to all NFL fans. But this week, they get another opponent in another country. They get the Cleveland Browns in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, England. London's calling.
London, we're going to go to London, Tottenham.
Little Tottenham, little tea time at Tottenham. So it will be an 8:30 a.m. sharp kickoff for the NFL. Once again, premiering the Minnesota Vikings again at the top of the schedule for the Sunday slate. We already had a overtime thriller between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams, ending in a Eddie Pinheiro field goal. But the new overtime rules dictated that the game didn't end there. There was a questionable call on 4th and 1 that Sean McVay answered for, but I also want to get your takes on what you saw on Thursday and moving forward in regards to the quarterback situation in San Francisco, because Mac Jones may have played himself into a starter role.
Mac Jones may have played himself in a starter role, but I don't think it's going to be with the 49ers. I think he's playing well enough where come trade deadline, you're going to look at Tennessee. And I know I'm a big Cameron Williams fan. You're going to look at oh my gosh. You're going to look at Arizona. Because Kyler Murray, I don't think he's getting it done there.
Kyron Williams.
You're going to look You're gonna look at the Jets. You're gonna look at
Cincinnati.
You're gonna look at Las Vegas. I almost said Oakland. Las Vegas. For a quarterback who needs to turn around, I don't think Geno Smith is the guy there this year. I think he's gonna be a better quarterback, but
right. You're expecting a little bit better play from Geno Smith, especially knowing that he did play in Pete Carroll's system in Seattle. And they did lose to Chicago in a heartbreaking fashion. Last play of the game, field goal is missed. In regards to it's blocked. I believe it was blocked to end the game. Just a wild week number 4 for the NFL. But jumping into week 5, we saw Mac Jones played really well, but those might be his landing spots, actually. Like you mentioned, Las Vegas, Cincinnati, maybe Miami if there's another injury with Tua. There's no guarantee there because Mike McDaniel, he's on the hottest of hot seats. We thought Brian Daboll was on a hot seat, but we saw what he did with Russell Wilson. He did the swap. He swapped him out, put in Jackson Dart. Now he's smelling like roses. He's the toast of Manhattan. And Jackson Dart gets another opportunity this week to play the team that passed him up, the New Orleans Saints.
He looked good, and I think if you look at the Saints, they weren't expecting to draft a quarterback. Didn't Derek Carr retire after midway during the summer? He decided to retire.
Yeah, it was late. It was late in the offseason where he decided to retire. Correct.
So you can't go against the Saints for not drafting a quarterback because they are expecting Derek Carr to be their quarterback.
They got Tyler Shough.
So they got Tyler Shough, but he was drafted after.
No, he was drafted. Yeah,
what? Oh, well,
hold on. Yeah, he was drafted kind of high actually. He was drafted early, enough where Jackson Dart didn't get the opportunity because he was looking at New Orleans as potentially as a landing spot, and I don't know. I feel like New York was the best case scenario for Jackson Dart. He gets to play with Malik Neighbors, obviously no longer this season because of the torn ACL in the last week, but you got Cam Skattebo, you got a great rookie class that the Giants did end up getting this draft. But that's going to be a big game to see who made the right decision. Which GM is probably going to have headaches after this game? Is it going to be either New York or New Orleans? It all depends on how this game plays out.
Oh, 100%. It's going to be. I think that Dart is the next quarterback in the Giants' history. I think James Wilson's the backup. Russell Wilson needs to retire. One of those two are getting traded. So no matter what, I think Dart's the guy for the Giants. I really do. And you could tell me something else, but I'm not gonna. You can argue, but I think he's the next guy. Him, and when Malik Neighbors comes back healthy next year, should be a nice 1-2 punch.
Oh, no doubt. That's going to be a nice 1-2 punch, especially with what they got with Wan'Dale Robinson. You're right. He was in the second round. Tyler Shaw was in the second round, but it was Calvin Banks, offensive tackle, that was taken where New Orleans was picking. And I think that was out of Texas. So he was out of Texas, and Jackson Dart was expecting, hey, this is my team. This is who I interviewed really well with. This is where I would like to land, especially as a quarterback. You just get a little bit higher salary expectation with the higher pick. So he definitely has something out for New Orleans. So he'll be visiting the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. I'm sure the crowd will be loud and ready to go for that game. Probably the loudest it will be in New Orleans this year. Just because there's going to be a lot of controversy in regards to what Kellen Moore, and we'll talk about the report card coming up on these new head coaches, because it's coming up to that MEA weekend for a lot of students, but we give out grades here in the 94 podcast as well.
But you know what, Brooke? This podcast gets an A++.
Thank you. Thank you. You're part of that A++ too, Jim. So we appreciate your efforts.
Hey, I only bring the C average. You bring the A++. You bring it up so much more than I do.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. But yeah, we'll take a look at all the report card results from all these coaches. Real quick, let's take a quick rundown on all these coaches. Mike Vrabel with the New England Patriots. I think they're sitting at 2-2, going into a tough matchup, right, against Buffalo. And then you got Ben Johnson going into the week 5 off week, sitting at 2-2, a surprising 2-2. Ben Johnson could have been at maybe a 3-1 if it wasn't for the collapse in week 1 against the Vikings. But yeah, like the Bears sit at 2-2. Aaron Glenn, that is a tough one, sitting at 0-4 right now. And after that Monday night loss against the New York Jets, excuse me, that was a slip up. The loss for the New York Jets against the Miami Dolphins, the Dolphins officials could hear Aaron Glenn just berating his team. So tough start for Aaron Glenn. Liam Cohen, nice surprise start with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're looking like a nice team in regards to what they have going on in the AFC South. I mean, the AFC South is wide open. You got the Jaguars at 3-1. So he has one of the more impressive records here. You got Pete Carroll, like we mentioned. Pete Carroll, reviving the Las Vegas Raiders. He's at 1-3. Again, played the Bears really tough. Was able to secure one victory, but it seems like the Raiders need to still turn that corner. I feel like they still got some other pieces, like a quarterback for sure, that's missing. Brian Schottenheimer, again, another surprising result here for a coach in his first tenure. They sit at 1-2-1, and we'll talk about that tie.
Oh my gosh, that tie.
And then Kellen Moore, again, just like Spencer Rattler, just trying to fight out of a plastic bag right now. I mean, I feel like 0-4, and I think I think Spencer Rattler is 0-9. He might be going for the record if he does lose on Sunday, or at least tying the record for the most consecutive starts without a win, which is it's insane to really think like you can't win at least one of these games, or your defense, or you just get lightning in a bottle where you're able to win a game late. But yeah, those are the teams right now. Mike Vrabel, we'd have to give a B minus at this point, right? A B minus. I and Ben Johnson, I'll give him. It's tough. They've played two divisional rivals, but they haven't played the Packers, which I think is going to be a great indicator on what he can do with this team. I'll give Ben Johnson a C plus. I'll give him a C plus.
I give him a B minus. Honestly, from taking the team last year, where the team looked awful, Caleb Williams looked awful, the defense looked awful, to having people be like, okay, they are actually a little scarier. I gotta give him a B minus because there's still an improvement there. It's not like it's been the same thing year in, year out, year in, year out. No, I gotta give him a B minus there because he is taking the Bears team, and they feel like a little bit of a threat now. It's not like last year where it was like, oh, it's easy win, easy win. It's like, okay, tough win, maybe even a loss. So they've done something. The team looks like a threat.
I'm going to stand pat as C plus. I mean, you do have a good argument there, Jim, for the B minus, but the wins have come against the Cowboys, and the win last week did come against the Las Vegas Raiders. These are the teams that you're expected to beat in regards to teams that don't really have consistent play. And I know Dallas was without CeeDee Lamb, so I know that was a big blow to them in that game. But again, you're going up against Dak Prescott, who's a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. You won that game. I feel like you did a really good job of being able to control the line of scrimmage and your ability to just find guys that were open. And I feel like that was going to be the Matt Eberflus homecoming against Chicago, and the Chicago Bears were ready for that one. I'll give them a C plus, but again, that could change. That could change as the season goes. Yes.
Okay, so if to get a B minus is a 79 and a B minus is an 80.
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah. 79, 80. I'll give him a 79. He's right there. He's right there.
They're an 80. They're 1 point over to be a B minus. Like, it's a pity B minus, but okay. It's like a C plus B minus type thing.
Gotcha. We're right. We're meeting at the border.
We're there.
Right there.
I'm just like 1 point over. Yeah.
Gotcha. You're just 1 point over. I got you. Okay. Aaron Glenn, I've got to give him a D right now. Like it's almost failing. It's almost failing in regards to are you potentially losing the locker room? Like I don't know what's going on there with Aaron Glenn. I mean, there's been fight, but closing out these games has just been a struggle.
And that's the problem. It's the struggle. I mean, they're 0-4. I'll pull up their schedule now so I can have a better read. But it's a struggle. And you could have won game one.
Absolutely.
You could have won game one against the Steelers.
Steelers, right? That would have launched you.
Bad mistake on Justin Fields for throwing that ball. Like, you could have ran it, gone down, made the first down, timeout, everything, set up for a field goal. Buffalo, you didn't look good at all. Again, another winnable game. Tampa.
Tampa's right there for them, right? Yep.
Yeah. And then you played Miami. You were down and you stormed back and you still lost by 6. Like, these are winnable games. Like, the one game you couldn't win, and I'm looking at the schedule here. Buffalo, you're not winning, but every other game is a 1 point game. Down by 2, down by 2,
Down
down
by
by
two.
6.
6. Right.
These are one-score games. You could have won. So to give him a D minus or something, I'll give him a C because he's keeping it in. If they were less, if they were like blowouts after blowouts after blowouts, I gotta give them an F. But since they're close games, it's just the finish. I think once they could finish a game, they can definitely boost the grade up. But they just gotta finish, like you said. Like I'm at like the C minus range for him.
Okay. Okay. I know that seems a little harsh, but it's just like you're so close. Once you break through, I feel like he could definitely raise it up to like a C plus, potentially a B minus range once he gets a couple wins. So I just got to see that first win for me.
They don't feel like a threat though. Like they don't feel like the team that they could put up a game. Like they feel like a game that could put up a game, but you can like steamroll them, especially if they're a good team. Like look at Buffalo. Buffalo's going to be winning the AFC East again. They're probably going to get steamrolled in their next game again.
They're playing Indianapolis, or no? Who are the Jets playing? The Jets are playing Dallas, so that'll be a home game.
And who knows? Dallas is one of those teams you expect to beat. And look what happened last week.
Yeah, we'll get to Dallas in that tie with Green Bay. That's just wild game. All right, Pete Carroll. I'll give him a C. I'll give him a C, just because I think what I really like, what I saw with Pete Carroll is they're letting Ashton Jeanty go back into his stance, his Michael Myers stance, where he's just back there, just waiting for the snap, basically his stance. Now it's the Ashton Jeanty stance, but the way that I'm standing right now, basically just standing upright without any kind of lean or any type of formation adjustment. And he went crazy. I mean, I feel like this is the Ashton Jeanty that we were expecting to see right when he was drafted by the Las Vegas Raiders. I'll give Pete Carroll, because he does have the equity, a little bit more grace with only one win. But I know with Las Vegas, they got a tough one. They got a tough one this week. We'll see how they respond on the road against the Indianapolis Colts. But so far, I give Pete Carroll a C. What's your grade for Pete Carroll?
I mean, I got to give him a C too. He has a thing, but I'm looking at the schedule now. They're 1-3. They beat a New England Patriots team who still needs to up and going. They lost 20-9 to the Chargers. They did not look good
Monday
that
night,
game.
yeah.
They lost the Commanders 41-24 against a good team. It seemed like they didn't put up a fight.
They lost by a point to the Bears, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then they lost by 1 to the Bears.
25-24. Yep. Mm-hmm.
If they were to beat the Bears, I'd put them maybe high C plus, but C looks fine. I mean, you get the one win, but I don't know. The Raiders don't. They're probably going to be the bottom of the AFC West.
They're probably going to be having a draft, a high draft selection again. Same thing with the Jets. They don't look like a threat. Like, I would agree with you there. They don't look too much of a threat. When you get them on the schedule, you feel like if you play your game, you should be able to take care of business against this team. So that moves us into Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore and New Orleans Saints. Okay, we'll learn more after, no pun intended there about Kellen Moore, but we'll learn more after this next week, of course. But I would give him a D minus right now, because they look no threat to win a game right now. I feel like you got a good quarterback in Spencer Rattler, who's being able to develop in that offense and do what Jalen Hurts was able to do in that offense. So we'll see if that translates. But I feel like an aging Alvin Kamara, probably on his way out. They're probably gonna trade him at some point this season, and then they're probably gonna take on Devin Neal as their replacement as a rookie to be the cowbell back here, or the bell cow. I feel like right now, Kellen Moore has to see what he has with his quarterbacks and his offense. So, yeah, we'll give him a D right now.
I would say D too. I'm sorry, but like hearing the Saints are playing, they're not one of those teams where I want to flip the game on. Like, okay, they're gonna get blown out. Oh, they're gonna get. It's not gonna be a game. I think they had like one. Yeah, they had one. God, they had 2 games that were close, and the rest were just blowouts. Like, it was close against San Fran. I think it was against Mac Jones, and then it was against Arizona, where Kyler Murray. I can't see them. I gotta give them D too. Gotta give them a D.
Absolutely. And then we have our final coach here, and Brian Schottenheimer, the Dallas Cowboys. Brian Schottenheimer has led the Dallas Cowboys to 1 victory against the New York Giants in an overtime battle. It was a shootout. You got 2 losses. You lost week 1. You played tough against the Chiefs, but again, a lot of mistakes that happened where you're just like, all right, is this the same old Giants? And you ended up in a tie against the Packers, 40-40. So you lost to the Eagles in a tough battle week 1, where you're just like, you had a chance to win that game against the champs, and the champs have yet to lose, but I feel like the Giants gave them the best game other than the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs probably gave them the best game that they've played so far. But I think with a couple of plays that if they were able to make those plays, I know woulda, coulda, shoulda, but I feel like he has Dallas turning into a threat. I mean, they did lose to Chicago, which is kind of a soft loss in my book. Like, you got to take care of business there, but I'll give him a benefit of the doubt. I'll give him a B-, because no one is expecting him to do what he did. Like,
that's very generous, I would say. You give the chance to run for the money. You win a blowout game in overtime against the Giants. You lose to the Bears, and you lose bad to the Bears. And then you tie the Packers, who look amazing. What is this team? Like, they look good, but they stink.
They're Jekyll and Hyde.
They're Jekyll and Hyde. So I have to go middle. I got to give like a C+.
Okay.
I can't give them higher. Like, this team doesn't have an identity. Dak's getting older. Who knows how much longer he's going to be there for? If he stays healthy too, that's another thing. Dak is injury prone. CeeDee Lamb, is he going to be available to play with his ankle?
I like what he's done with George Pickens. Maybe that's why I'm being a little bit more generous on the grading.
Probably.
Yeah, because George Pickens has had his career year so far with Dallas so far. Yeah. I mean, he scored 2 touchdowns in that overtime thriller against the Packers. I mean, you hope to see a little bit more of a rushing attack to kind of help Dak, because you don't expect Dak to drop back 50 times every single game and expect to win. That's not a winning formula. It's just not.
Not at all.
No. So we'll see what Brian Schottenheimer is able to come up with. I know they do have some tough games coming up. I know with Dallas they actually get the off week this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope.
No, they're
playing the Jets.
they're playing the Jets. My bad. They're playing the Jets. I'm thinking of Green Bay. Green Bay's off this week. So Dallas will get the Jets. That has to be a must-win. I know Brian Schottenheimer used to be an offensive coordinator with the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. But
has to be a must-win.
at some point, he was probably over there. But that one has to be a win to continue the trajectory of like this is going to be a successful campaign for Dallas, where they're at least hanging around the wild card and at least making some noise. Because I know Aaron, like a lot of grades are on the at stake here. We got two new coaches battling each other out for the first time. And Aaron Glenn is hungry for that win. So they're definitely going to be trying to bite those kneecaps off, trying to take that Dan Campbell philosophy to the New York Jets and just stay scrappy and know like, hey, it took a while for Dan Campbell to get to where he was going to go. And kind of just like flashing back to Dan Campbell's first ever head coaching job was with the Miami Dolphins, where they let go of Joe Philbin, former Packers offensive coordinator, and then they had Dan Campbell, who was a former player for the Miami Dolphins, and I think he played with the Detroit Lions and also New Orleans Saints. So he kind of bounced around before he got his opportunity again with Detroit. But I hope Aaron Glenn is able to get that philosophy going in New York, because that'll be a fun matchup to see how the Jets kind of bounce back. But we don't want to forget Liam Cohen. I did misspeak. We have one more coach to grade. Liam Cohen, 3-1. He is my early A-. A-. We'll give him an A-.
Okay. I'm blowing up the schedule. I'm going to pull up the schedule. And again, for everyone who hasn't known, it's been hard for me to watch these games because my schedule got changed where I have to work during these games, so I gotta go after stats and everything. But let me take a look. All right, there's a close game. There's points. It's tie against the Saints. That's a close game. I was closer than. I'm looking at preseason. Never mind. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you win against Carolina, lose against Cincy, win against Houston, and you win against Stanford. Yeah, an A-. An A- feels about right. I mean, Houston's, they're not playing the best ball, but that's a close game. Cincy, they're tough. I think that was still with Burrow. Well, that's the game Burrow got left, and I think they started a comeback. Carolina, they should have beat. And then 49ers, I mean, you win by 5. Got to give them an A-. Now, This week they're playing they're playing the Chiefs on Monday night.
Yes, they're underneath the bright lights. So Liam Cohen, don't make me look like a buffoon giving you an A- now. Like you got to give them a game. Got to give them a game in Arrowhead, and then I feel like that puts you on the map in regards to one of these young.
Not at Arrowhead.
He's already off to a really good start.
Jacksonville, not Arrowhead.
Oh, it's in Jacksonville?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so it's in Duval. You're going to get the crowd. You got to get the crowd involved early. You got to get that Duval chant going. Tickets as low as $1.19. Might have to get on an airlines, head down to Duval.
Duval. Hey, Brooke.
Yes.
Before I forget.
What's up?
November 28th. You want to come back out here?
We'll see. Again, that is very intriguing because I know that's always a good time checking out the Vikings and Packers live. So
think about this. You don't have to worry about a hotel room. You got a place to stay. I actually got a bed in that room now, not an air mattress. There's a bed in there.
Okay.
And then I'll take you to this tailgate where it's like $60, all you can eat and all you can drink.
Again, intriguing. Yes.
So
yes.
Let me keep
Yeah. Right. Plant the seeds. Right. I'm definitely intrigued. We'll talk more because I definitely am intrigued to see what at what stage will both seasons be at that point. Yep. Okay.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's November 23rd. I think it's
28th, I think.
28th, yeah. Okay, so it's in November. So at least a month away, a month plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
But dude, I'm excited. I finally have a weekend coming up where I can sit down, watch football, and not have to work, and I'm so happy for it.
Good for you. You get to watch a good, a good amount of football. I mean, what games are you excited about? I mean, we could talk about the full week 5. I mean, we've given out our grades for the new coaches, and I know that we were kind of skeptical on some of these hirings, but so far they've proved their merit. So far, I mean, it's still early, but we'll see. There's a couple other coaches. I know Brian Callahan with Tennessee. He's on the hot seat as well.
I give Callahan a C. I'm sorry. We go back to grades. I'm sorry. I jumped ahead.
No,
We go
you're
back to
good.
grades.
No, I said we're finished with grades because I know he is a second year coach, so he's not a first year coach. Yep. So like he might be on that short list of like, hey.
No, he does have a rookie quarterback, so
He does. He does have a
tricky
rookie
for him.
quarterback, but you got to get a win. You can't just go 0 for 17 on the season. Like you got to show some promise. You got to show some promise. Got to. And I feel like with Tennessee, they're kind of like what San Francisco is. I'm sure that they're going to be going to Arizona this week, hungry for a win. We'll see how that plays out for Cam Ward.
It's a little game too.
That'll be a good game. That will be a good game. Cam Ward, Kyler Murray. Tickets as low as $12.
$12. I mean, hey, might as well.
Right. You could definitely get that's the lowest that I've seen an NFL game in a long time. $12. Wow. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Something must be going on there.
Something's definitely going on there. Like I don't know. It's in Arizona. It's not like in Tennessee. Like I feel like Arizona, like there's a lot to do, but I feel like the Cardinals are not that bad. I mean, like they lost a tough one last week to Seattle in a heartbreaker where Marvin Harrison Jr. makes a couple of plays. You might see a different result. But yeah, I feel like Tennessee and Arizona, both teams at a crossroads here. We'll see what happens this week. I feel like that could definitely, be foreshadowing what does come up, at the end of this season. But yeah, like all the games, real quick, Jim, so we can get all these items covered here. I know we covered the report cards, but looking at Vikings Cleveland. That's the kick. That's to kick everything off. This will be Dillon Gabriel's NFL debut against the Minnesota Vikings. What do you think of that decision by Kevin Stefanski to go ahead and start Dillon Gabriel, the Oregon Duck? And then also the questions that Shedeur Sanders is getting. What's your overall perception of everything?
I mean, you got to do something. Joe Flacco, great backup quarterback, but you need a change. Like the reason why they won the game against the Packers because of their defense. Offense is not clicking.
Special teams.
I think in special teams, yeah, you got to give a rookie a chance. And hey, if he doesn't do good, you throw Shedeur in. I don't know. You have time. It's not like you're starving for quarterbacks. You actually have enough depth to get it going. And if you absolutely need to, you can go back to Flacco. But I think it's a good change. I think you need to get everything going. I think you need to get these younger going because, hey, if both Shedeur and I think it was, you said? Sorry, names.
Shedeur and Dillon Gabriel. Yep.
Gabriel. Yeah, I don't know why I said Gabriel. If they're both good, guess what? You trade one of them. So you won't know until you play these kids. I think we see where the Browns are. They're 1-3. Flacco's not your guy. You start these two, and you let them play for the starting quarterback. I think you start Gabriel for 2, you start Shedeur for 2, and whoever takes hold of the quarterback position takes it, and you trade the other one.
Okay. No, I like that. I like that perspective of just like, hey, this is an open competition the rest of the season on who is going to play the best out of these two young studs. Like, what do we have in Dillon Gabriel and what do we have in Shedeur Sanders? Let's make a point of this season to figure out everything that we can with these two quarterbacks, because no one's expecting Cleveland to compete for the AFC North. No one's expecting them to make the wild card. Like, it's already, like, the writing's on the wall. Like, Cleveland is not a good team. They're not a good team. Like, you got a lot of young talent. I like Quinshawn Judkins. He's a really strong runner out of Ohio State. And what we're able to see, is this going to be like a youth renaissance with the Cleveland Browns? Like, you're going to see it this week when they play the Vikings. And obviously, this would be a matchup that would have been nice to see J.J. McCarthy going up against Myles Garrett. But maybe not. You don't want him to get injured, right? Like, I mean, right now, a lot of people are worried, is J.J. McCarthy going to be able to survive another game? Let alone be able to get through an entire season. But he's day-to-day. We'll see what Carson Wentz is able to do in this game. But again, on the other side, Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. Literally, Shedeur Sanders is going to be the third string, correct? Joe Flacco is still the backup. But again,
so.
what are you going to gain from watching Joe Flacco continue to play quarterback? You know what he is. You know what you're going to get from Joe Flacco. You got to figure out what you have for Shedeur Sanders, because so far in the AFC North, no one would have guessed this, Jim. So far in the AFC North, the only team that has kept their Week 1 starter active so far through the entire regular season is the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they're doing this with a 43-year-old and Aaron Rodgers. So maybe that ayahuasca, don't knock it till you try it, right? I don't know.
Hey, don't knock till you try it, eh?
Yeah, right, exactly. Is that what the quarterback's got to do? To stay?
I guess. I mean, if it works, it works.
To stay healthy, to stay alive. But Aaron Rodgers, like, what's working with him is just shocking to see. You got Joe Burrow already out. You now have Lamar Jackson out with the hamstring this week. And then Joe Flacco just got replaced by a rookie. So 3 out of the 4 teams in the AFC North already down a quarterback, or at least looking for a resurgence. So Cooper Rush will get the start for the Baltimore Ravens this week. Jake Browning again for the Cincinnati Bengals, even though there's rumblings on, hey, like, he might need to be replaced before the end of the season, especially the way that Jamar Chase looked on Monday Night Football, trying to hawk down Zach Robinson or Zach Taylor in regards to, like, figure out, like, hey, what's wrong with this guy? This guy can't give me the ball. And again, I feel it's a combination of the offensive line not giving him time. But we'll see. We'll see how this.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it all maps out for the AFC North. But yeah, like Shedeur Sanders, I would like to see him play at least 1 or 2 games just to see what he's got. You got to see what you have, because you invested a 5th round pick, but this guy was projected to be in the 1st round. Let's not kid ourselves in regards to his ability to play, and then also what he can actually provide to a team. The funny thing is, he could have been on Baltimore right now, and he would have been starting. He would have been starting this week because he would have been backing up Lamar Jackson. But he didn't want to be a long-term backup because he thought it was going to be more of an uphill battle. Obviously, backing up a 2-time MVP, I think that's going to be tougher than overseeding a Joe Flacco. But let's take a look now at what we got. We got a couple good matchups here. You got Denver and Philadelphia. That is a great matchup for one of those early games. Bo Nix, Jalen Hurts. Can the Broncos upset the Eagles and end the Super Bowl winning streak?
I would love to see that happen, but I think it's not going to happen. I think it's going to take a better team to do it, but it's going to be a close game. So I will say that a game that really intrigues me, and this is a must-win, and we discussed a little bit about this already, the Baltimore Ravens versus Houston Texans. Houston, they need this. They need this game because it's third year for Stroud. He needs to get it going because they're good. Like everyone's wondering what's going on with the Texans.
Right. Houston needs this game badly. I know Baltimore needs this game too because they're sitting at 1-3 and they don't look too impressive as well. I mean, in regards to their defense, can't stop a nosebleed. They're just an air assault against their defense. And just having an issue of holding on to the football. I know with Derrick Henry, we'll see if he's able to at least capture a little bit more of that mystique that he had going into the season, but now like the fumbling has kind of hindered a little bit of his play on the field. This is going to be a tough one. It'll be at Baltimore, so that'll be one positive thing for Baltimore, but CJ Stroud, you have to take this as an opportunity to really, improve, like from year to year. Like you went from your rookie season, which was stellar. Sophomore season, you got the job done. You had struggles, but you got the job done. You won the division again. Year 3, now you've regressed now to the point you're 1-3, and you're competing with the Tennessee Titans for the cellar of the division. And and Indianapolis is not going to be slowing down. And you got Jacksonville right there at 3-1. So it's not going to get easier in regards to what you're going to be facing. This is a must-win for both teams. Go ahead.
It's just going to be tough because there were so much high hopes for Houston. And if Lamar did get injured, I think Baltimore takes it all the way. But since there's no Lamar, that's why I say this game is going to be interesting because it's going to be a fun toss-up between the two.
It's definitely going to be a good toss-up in regards to a pick-em, which players are going to show up, which defense is going to make that big play, because it is going to feel like there's going to be a lot of trash talk because these teams are very familiar with each other. The Ravens embarrassed Houston on Christmas Day, if you don't remember. I'm here for that reminder for you. So the Texans are going to be up for this game. So yeah, definitely good call out on this game. Is definitely going to be a high atmosphere game and throw the records out the window. This is going to be a tough fought game. Another game that I'm looking forward to is the Washington Commanders going on the road to face the Los Angeles Chargers. A great quarterback duel of Jaden Daniels and Justin Herbert. The Chargers look really, really good. Chargers at home, and they're 3-1. They're first in the AFC West. They're coming off an upset loss to the New York Giants, yes, handed by Jackson Dart in his first career start. So really impressive by him to get his first career start and get his first win. But the Chargers are looking to bounce back, and the Washington Commanders have kind of gained a little bit of steam after a quiet start after starting the season. 1-1. You get a season-ending injury to Austin Eckler, and you kind of have to recalibrate a little bit about what your plan is on offense, and then you also lose Jaden Daniels after that game, and then you had Marcus Mariota take care of the Falcons, take care of the Falcons last week, and then you take care of the Raiders, right? It was Las Vegas, yeah. So he did his job as a backup. And you might see Marcus Mariota actually get another opportunity. He might be. He's only 31. I mean, like you kind of think about this, like, all right, there's quarterbacks in their 40s still playing. So Marcus, he could play for another 10 years potentially. Yeah.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And if he continues to show why, like we mentioned earlier, teams looking for a quarterback with Jones, he could go to another team. He's another traded asset where Carolina can take it. You could send him over to Tennessee. All the teams I mentioned earlier.
Oh, absolutely.
Another game that looks good, and Go ahead. Go ahead. What you were gonna say? Sorry.
No, no. I was just gonna say, yeah. There's a lot of suitors right now for quarterback play. I mean, like I know that New York is feeling comfortable with what they have in Jackson Dart, but yeah, Las Vegas question marks. Cleveland still a question mark, but they're trying to figure it out this week by starting Dylan Gabriel. Carolina, Miami, that could be the new spots. But again, Bryce Young, I think Dan Canales might give him the rest of this season, but maybe early next season you might see a change there if nothing improves with his play or lack of consistency, I would say. But again, Miami, like I know, like Arizona too. Like if Kyler Murray is not able to stay on par in regards to like at least being able to beat these teams, I think that could be another destination for the offseason. Or you could see some moves. We already talked about Cincinnati is going to be definitely looking for options to at least stay in contention until Joe Burrow gets back from his injury. But again, there's a lot of opportunities for these quarterbacks. And right now, Atlanta's another spot too. But like Michael Penix might have saved his job for another week with a nice showing in last week's game. So we will definitely see in regards to if there's any quarterback changes coming up, because these owners, they want to win, and that's the most important position.
I mean, yeah, it's all about the wins. Like, who you could have the best team in the world. If you don't win, like on paper, it means nothing on the field. They want to win. They want the They want the Lombardi. They want to go. They want a dynasty. They want what the Patriots have. They want what Kansas City has. They want all that stuff. So, I'm pretty sure some of these owners are going to be like stricter on the quarterbacks now. Be like, hey, here's it. You got to perform or you're done. I think another game that's going to be fun. It's going to be Detroit and Cincinnati. That seems like another great game.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good game. Both these teams are close in proximity. Those fan bases do travel well. I could definitely see an invasion of the Honolulu Blue into Paycom Stadium, and they're going to make a lot of noise because they really love what they're seeing out of their Detroit Lions, who sit at top of the NFC North at 3-1. And Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, Jameson Williams, Amon St. Brown, Zach Laporta. I expect a big performance from all these players. I don't know what Cincinnati is going. Does Cincinnati even have an answer for any of these players? I don't think they do. Jake Browning, he might be able to catch lightning in a bottle once again, but he needs to get the ball to his playmakers, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Mike Gesicki. You got Chase Brown, who has been absent. I feel like he hasn't gotten the running game going. You got to get the running game going, I feel like, with Cincinnati to give him a chance. Because without the running game, I think this is going to be an uphill battle for Cincinnati. I got Detroit in this game, but I know it's going to be entertaining because, I feel like Detroit does definitely bring that entertainment value because they will go for it on fourth down with Dan Campbell. And they're going to continue to, bring that fight. And it doesn't matter if Dan Campbell's is inside of an Applebee's or on an NFL sideline. He's going to go for it.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, just yeah.
All right, so great NFL action. I know you're excited to wake up in the morning and watch the Vikings, but what's your take? I know the Vikings last week kind of fell apart. They gave up a lot of big plays. On the second possession for Pittsburgh, they were able to get an 80-yard bomb. Basically, DK Metcalf running right through the Vikings defense. They lose after giving up a touchdown for the first 3 quarters, gave up a field goal, which was the difference, 24-21. They scored 15 at the end, made a last-dash effort, but Mike Tomlin and his defense was able to hold up. Even after punting the ball to the Minnesota Vikings, and the Vikings have an opportunity to either tie or win the game. What do you expect out of the Vikings? And then we can move into college football.
I'm expecting the defense to step up. Hopefully, we're better and we're able to keep them out of the end zone more often. Get a couple takeovers, maybe another pick 6 or 2. I mean, if they could do that, the offense can make it rolling. So hopefully, they take it away and they could win.
Absolutely. That's what I'm expecting. A little bit more from the rushing attack as well with Jordan Mason. We saw the formula with Cincinnati and what works. And then also being able to take away the ball. I think that's going to be a big focus this week, is being able to take the ball, or at least getting off the field on third down, not giving up these longer drives and touchdowns that are just killer in regards to when your offense is not staying on the field. Your defense is going to get really tired. That's what I expect out of this week, is more turnovers, the ability to get off the field, and then also just time of possession. I feel like if you're able to keep that tough Cleveland defense on the field longer, more plays are going to open up for Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. And Jordan Addison, I think he looks like he needs to knock a little rust off, because he got hawked down at the end. Like he had a big play that he was going to run in for a score, and he got tackled at the 1. So, but it's good to see that we have a full arsenal of weapons. I know. Quick shout out to the Premier League. We are in England. But yeah, we'll be in Tottenham Hotspur. So probably, I think, one of the biggest rivals for the Hotspurs. But yeah, that would definitely be a cool atmosphere to see. Will the Vikings be able to get off to an early start? That's what I'll be looking forward to. It's an early kickoff for the fans, but can the Vikings match that energy and be able to get on the board and get a touchdown in the first half? The Vikings are 0-2 when they do not get a touchdown in the first half. So we need to get that first score and look for that first touchdown in that first half.
Definitely, that's what you gotta do. If they could take the lead first and not play from behind, I think they have a good chance of winning.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll shift gears here. Take a look at the MLB Roundup. We got baseball playoffs. I'm excited. But not really excited about what the score is right now with the Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. It's like 9-1. It's something just grotesque and disgusting right now, where the Cubs got a leadoff home run with Michael Busch, and it's been Brewers the rest of the way. But that's game 1. It's still a series, but for me, I want to at least see something back and forth. I want to see a closer game. It's October baseball. You're not really used to seeing too many blowouts unless it's like the bullpen is just awful. But again, Brewers, Cubs, you got Blue Jays, Yankees, you got Phillies, Dodgers, and then Mariners, Tigers. What's your thoughts on all these matchups in the ALDS and the NLDS?
I mean, it's Brewers. They're playing against the Cubs. Boyd is the pitcher.
Matthew Boyd. Yep.
He's on 3 days rest, so him giving up those games is not difficult. Let's go Toronto. Screw the Yankees. I think LA is going to beat Philly, and then Seattle's going to beat Detroit. I think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be Seattle versus Philly. I'm going to call for the World Series.
Oh, that would okay. If my Cubs obviously don't make it, I would definitely sign me up for that. I know with what we got going on right now, I think the Yankees are trying to do a repeat, obviously, of winning the AL. That's going to be a tough matchup. I feel like with Toronto. I think Toronto's played them really well this year, and it's going to be at Rogers Center. I think it's in Toronto. So if Toronto is able to stay hot, but the one thing that is kind of troubling is Bo Bichette was left off the ALDS roster. So that's not good news, having their starting shortstop out for the series. But we'll see if the Blue Jays are able to rally and knock off the Yankees. The Yankees trying to get back to their second World Series. Dodgers trying to repeat as champions. They kick off the first pitch for Game 1 will be at 5:30 later this afternoon. I don't know. Shohei Ohtani, like, he is going to be starting Game 1. I think that's going to be a nice look at how like this Dodgers team has just changed so much from year to year. Like, Shohei Ohtani wasn't even thinking about pitching last year. He was just like, all right, I'm just on the Dodgers. I'm here to win. I'm here for playoff baseball. He was just excited to be in the playoffs finally. And they went on a crazy run. Obviously, Freddie Freeman won the World Series MVP. But going into Game 1, you get Shohei Ohtani going up against Christopher Sanchez. That will be definitely a cool chapter in Ohtani's career in regards to like starting Game 1 of this NLDS and seeing how far he can carry the Dodgers, because as Clayton Kershaw passes the torch to Shohei Ohtani as the ace here for the Dodgers, we'll see what the Dodgers are able to do in these playoffs. I know you're predicting the Phillies to be able to get past the Dodgers here with Bryce Harper and
they could.
Kyle
Honestly,
Schwarber.
the way the Phillies played, they could.
The Phillies are home. They're going to be hosting the Dodgers, and they're favorites.
Think the Dodgers have the arms to do it.
Oh, you just don't think the Dodgers have the arms to do it?
Like the bullpen arms to do it.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, the Padres, they were touted the number one bullpen in the MLB, but they're sitting at home. So, but again, I agree. Like, you definitely need your bullpen to show up and actually, like, give you strong innings. Detroit, that's just a scrappy team. I think that's going to be a good series between Detroit and Seattle. You got for Game 1, do they have skoo ball? Do they have skoo balls going for Game 1?
I would assume he would be.
Oh, okay. I think they got Troy Melton. I think they might have skoo ball maybe for Game 2. But then they have
probably
George Kirby for the Mariners. But the Mariners, 90-win season. Detroit, they let the division kind of slip through the cracks there. Cleveland was able to beat them right at the I think it was Game 163. Like, so that decided the overall AL Central, but Tigers were able to get it done against the Guardians and advance to the ALDS. Out of these two teams, yeah, I would probably have to give the edge to the Mariners, but I think Tigers are going to make it as difficult as possible, just because what I saw with A.J. Hinch and what he's able to really instill in these Tigers is that never die mentality. And I feel like they are the cockroaches of the AL. Like, you cannot kill the Detroit Tigers. So
no, you can't.
You can't. So the Tigers are going to be one of the hardest teams to knock out in the playoffs. And I could definitely see the Tigers forcing this to a winner takes all game. Same thing with Yankees, Blue Jays. I could see that going the distance. Phillies and Dodgers going the distance. I'm a little worried about my Cubs in the first game looking this lopsided. But again, it's just one game. You only get one credit for one game on this. So I hope the Cubs have a stronger showing Game 2. I'll go with that. With the Cubs. But again, The Brewers have definitely owned the Cubs throughout the season, winning the division. But this is the first time these two NL Central rivals have actually faced off in the playoffs. So this is cool to kind of just see this rivalry take a new leap into the postseason.
Oh, definitely. And it's going to be fun to watch the Brewers. And like I said, screw the Yankees. Let's go Toronto. I have nothing to say there. It's probably going to go to the distance, but screw the Yankees. I hate the Yankees so goddamn much. I would rather walk through glass barefoot than cheer for the Yankees. I would rather jump off a high dive off the Empire State Building into the ocean than root for the Yankees.
So
That's how much I hate
There's
the
no
Yankees.
chance we can't get you in pinstripes for next week?
I would rather go live off the grid for a year and a half than wear that stuff.
Okay.
I would have to scrub my body with multiple showers to get the ick off me if I ever had to wear one.
Okay. You make your point clear. No Yankees pinstripes, maybe row jersey. He's like,
I think this is going to keep going as an attack. I think we should.
all right. So let's talk about Alabama. You were in Alabama. They're playing Vanderbilt. That's the revenge game, because
Oh my gosh, yes.
that last time Alabama played Vanderbilt, weren't they the number one team in the nation?
Yes, and Vanderbilt shocked everyone. Vanderbilt's winning right now.
Vanderbilt's winning right now, 7-0. That's live score. Okay. That's a live score. That game is on your affiliate, WBA.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
WBAY.
Yep, ABC in Green Bay. And you guys have that game live right now. What do you think of this Alabama quarterback, Simpson?
I mean, he needs to hit his mark. He had a guy wide open and he missed it. I mean, he needs to get his act together because missing wide open people is going to get you benched.
Right. Ty Simpson, he's 6'2". He's not a short quarterback, so he's able to see over the line. So far, though, he has 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I'm not trying to put the jinx on him, but again, I feel like Alabama, they showed me some grit last week when they played against Georgia in Athens, and then they snapped that home winning streak of the Georgia Bulldogs. Home run Cubs. All right.
All right.
Yep. But yeah, I would say with Alabama, they've definitely shown me that grit in regards to how they played in Athens, being able to smack the Bulldogs around and be able to get that tough SEC victory. Shout out to Ian Happ with the home run. But yeah, in regards to what Alabama's able to do with Ty Simpson, they could be potentially looking at an SEC championship berth if they can continue winning. I mean, obviously, there's no guarantees in the SEC week to week. It's any given Saturday, as proven by what the Vanderbilt Commodores did last year. But Vanderbilt's on the radar this year. They're a 16th ranked team in the nation. Alabama firmly secured the number 10 rank. I think Georgia got slotted back to the 12th rank. But overall, what do you want to see from this Alabama team?
I want to see them be better. I want to see them actually put in an effort and start blowing teams out again. It's not like the Alabamas of old. There are teams that are struggling. These teams that should have won a lot of games, but they didn't. Wide open.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
Absolutely. I know right now Alabama. Let's take a look at their schedule. I mean, I'm not trying to turn this into Alabama fan line, but definitely want to give them their flowers in regards to they've been playing really well, and they bounced back from that upset to Florida State. And we'll talk about Florida State and Miami. They're the night game coming up later today. But for Alabama, coming up, after Florida State, they've won 3 straight, 73-0 against University of Louisiana Monroe. Took care of Wisconsin 38-14. Last week we mentioned they beat Georgia 24-21 in a tough game against Kirby Smart. And Kalen DeBoer has definitely answered the critics with his creativity. I really like his creativity on 4th down, being able to think outside the box to get those conversions. They get a tough game against Vanderbilt. Then they get next week so they're at home in Tuscaloosa for this game, but they're on the road in Columbia against Missouri. Tough Missouri Tigers team. And then you get Tennessee in Tuscaloosa. Then you get South Carolina. Then you go. You actually get LSU and Brian Kelly on November 8th against LSU. That'll be a tough game always. And then you get Oklahoma, who's number 5 in the country right now. So that could definitely shift in regards to like playoff rankings. I feel like in those early November games. And then you get a little bit of a let up, but again, you got to stay focused here for Alabama. You got Eastern Illinois, and then you get the Iron Bowl right after Thanksgiving against Auburn. So it's not an easy schedule, but it is a doable schedule for them to run the table here.
Oh, 100% is doable, but you just got to wait and see because sports are unpredictable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well said there. All right. Clemson, North Carolina, they put the beat down on Chapel Bill. Last time I checked, it was like 35-3. Clemson was just mauling the North Carolina Tar Heels. Is Bill Belichick cooked as a college coach?
Maybe there's a possibility, but who knows? It's going to be tough because it's his first year there. He has to understand college is not professional, so it's a wait and see. But I'm pretty sure if he doesn't shape up next year, he's out.
Right. I mean, we're now in the day and age of the NIL, so a lot of these college athletes are not going to have that. They're not going to have that loyalty to a program where if they see that the green is greener, like if there's greener pastures elsewhere, they're going to go and they're going to jump ship. Especially if you got Dabo Swinney calling you up right after your team just got walloped by the Clemson Tigers, and Dabo Swinney's like, hey, why don't you come play for Clemson and play for a winner? You might get some of these kids to flip. But Ohio State, Minnesota, Ohio State number 1 team in the country. They're going to be underneath the lights playing the Minnesota Gophers. That will be, I believe, at the Shoe, correct? That'll be in Columbus.
I believe so.
Yep. Gophers 3-1 going into the matchup, 1-0 in Big Ten play. They took care of Rutgers last week in a close game, but they get the Ohio State Buckeyes 4-0, 1-0 in Big Ten play. PJ Fleck, I think they're 23.5 point favorites against the Golden Gophers. I mean, do you take those points with the Gophers? I mean, I think it's going to be a little bit closer to just 23.5 points.
You know, screw it. I'm taking it. I think they're going to do that. I think they're going to. That 3.5 point will be reached. I think it's going to be a little bit over the 3.5 points. So I'm taking the over.
Okay. You're taking over 23.5 points?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I think the Gophers at least hang around. They might be 2 scores. It might be a 2-score. It might be like a 28-14 or a 35-25 kind of game. But I think they'll keep it close for 3 quarters. But I think the 4th quarter, I think Ohio State's going to really separate from the Gophers. I don't expect the Gophers to shock the world this week. But again, I could be wrong because it's any given Saturday with these college kids. And Georgia's bouncing back really nice against Kentucky, so we'll see how that plays out. And some NFL notes, a lot of injuries. We saw the gruesome injury with Tyreek Hill. Definitely hope that his surgery went well. Malik Neighbors also with the torn ACL. So it was a tough week in regards to a lot of these big names players going down for the season. Obviously, James Conner back in week 3 going down. So yeah, it's kind of tough to see. There's a lot of injuries this year. I don't know what it is. I feel like every year to year, I think these injuries kind of rack up a little bit more. And especially if you're paying attention to a lot of these teams, like they have to get their pup list to questionable to probable to game time to like they're actually going to be playing. So because there was even a conversation with Lamar Jackson on whether or not he was going to miss this week's start, but it has been official. He's been ruled out. So a lot of players are going to miss time due to injuries. But again, it's only week 5, Jim. We haven't even had the sports equinox, which will be this Monday when the puck drops on the NHL. So I know you were not expecting that, but we're going to squeeze in a little bit of hockey here. So we got a great couple of games coming up for the NHL. I think there's like a triple header coming up for October 7th coming up.
It's going to be nice. It's going to be fun. These games actually count. Finally, hockey. We have more than 17 games a year, or 17 weeks a year, so at least I have that throughout the whole winter.
Absolutely. Yep. So it starts, the season officially starts Tuesday, October 7th. It'll be a triple header. You got the Chicago Blackhawks going up against the 2-time defending champs, the Florida Panthers. Will it be a three-peat? Will it be a three-peat for the Florida Panthers? And you also got the Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the New York Rangers. Your New York Rangers, Jim. And then we got Colorado going out west to battle the Los Angeles Kings.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun start to the year. Got to start off right. Preseason's over. Rosters are getting finalized. It's going to be a fun time.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. I'm excited for hockey to start. I'm excited for football to keep going. Hell, I'm excited just to watch a little bit of basketball. So I'm looking forward to it. It's the best time of the year.
It is. It is. NBA is just right around the corner. We'll be starting up soon. But yeah, just definitely want to give a shout out. NHL is back. The games will count. And then also applause for the Minnesota Wild being able to keep Kirill Kaprizov, because there was rumblings out there like, hey, is he going to just play his final season without a contract? And you just don't know what could happen, because if he gets injured or he has a really good season and then you just cost yourself even more money in the back end. But he's locked in. That was a huge sigh of relief. I can tell for sure from all the Minnesota hockey fans here, realizing that they're not going to lose Kirill Kaprizov, and he's going to be a household name for many years to come in Minnesota and in hockey households everywhere. But yeah, like I'm really excited to see how this week goes. I'm really excited as well as what we're going to see with the 94 podcast as we expand. Definitely be looking out for us as we're expanding to new channels. We're going to be chopping up a lot of these shows so you can digest them and also consume them in all ways that you follow the podcast here in the 94 podcast. But before we do kick off here into the weekend, did you have any other parting notes that you wanted to share, Jim?
Football's back, hockey's back, basketball back, sports equinox is here, baseball playoffs. I know I say this a lot, but it's one of the best times of the year.
It is. Well said. Thanks again, Jim, for joining here. on the 94 podcast, live from Brooklyn Park. I know you're live in Green Bay. We hope everyone has a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Enjoy all the sports. We'll chat with you guys here soon. Until then, we'll see you at the TOP. And we're out.